So welcome back to the Rustic Oak Farm. We are here in December finally, and it's time to decorate for Christmas. It has taken me 5 whole days to decorate for Christmas this year. So at this moment, as I'm talking, I'm actually tying in some loose ends of Christmas decorating. I just love how I decorated this year. It's so cozy, and I actually got a new piece of furniture from my mom for Christmas, and I'm so excited to show you guys. You can kind of see over here, it's by the tree, but we are going to get into that here in a little bit. So my color theme this year is I'm pulling in some reds, like rustic red colors. Seems like I'm just drawn into that color every year, greens and reds, more of a rustic-y color. So I pulled in some reds, I put some reds on my tree this year, and I have some reds all throughout. I have a Santa cabinet, and I bought some ribbon, really pretty ribbon this year to kind of tie everything in throughout the whole house. Now I only decorated the kitchen, the living room, and my husband has went crazy this year and put up more Christmas lights. He has become this Christmas light fanatic. So he has just went overboard with buying all the Christmas lights on sale last year. So we had like a whole cart full of Christmas lights last year. So he has just been working on that for 2 days now, and he's still not done. I'm so excited to actually show you guys that. That will probably be at the very end of the video when I show the Christmas lights on the outside of the house in the dark. So you guys will be able to see that like I did last year. So one of my projects that I am going to do is, we actually took our dishwasher out a couple months ago. I actually put a video on that. I have a really cute curtain there now, and we put shelving for our pots and pans. I just never really liked dishwashers, and I just feel like washing everything by hand is so much easier and faster for me. So every time our dishwasher would break down in whatever house we were in, it's just pointless to replace them because they do eventually break down, and it's really expensive to replace them. And I hardly ever used my dishwasher, so I just took it out. I wanted my husband to build a shelf in there for my pots and pans, and I absolutely love it. I have more storage, and I don't miss my dishwasher at all. So I got some fabric here that I'm going to make some curtains for that spot this year for Christmas. It's like a ticking stripe fabric. It's pretty thick fabric. So I'm gonna sew these into curtains and put it there. I thought that'd be really cute and rustic, country looking for the kitchen. So I can't wait to get this done and see what it looks like, and I will show you guys whenever it's done. So I need to rewind here and tell you guys about this cabinet that I got for Christmas from my mom. I absolutely love it. So a couple months ago, I saw this cabinet at an antique store a couple towns away, and we hardly ever go antiquing here. And I saw this cabinet as soon as I walked in. It was right there by the door, and I just fell in love with it. The color and everything, and it just looks so old. And I took a picture of it, and throughout the whole entire shopping in that store, I just kept thinking about how much I really love this cabinet. So I just kind of had it in my phone for a couple weeks, maybe even a month, and I told myself I was going to save my own money and try to buy this if they still had it, which I really didn't think they were going to have it because we were 2 months in. It was just an amazing price. I really didn't think it was going to last very long. So I just had it in the back of my mind that I was going to save my money to buy this cabinet eventually. Later on, my mom actually ended up buying this for me for my Christmas gift. I'm so grateful that my mom got this for me for Christmas. I will always cherish this and remember that she got this for me. And by the time I got home, it was just more than I could imagine. It was so old, and I was going through cleaning it. It was in good condition. You can just tell it was such an old piece of furniture. It honestly looks like the pie safe that I have from my great-grandparents, and the inside just, oh, it just looks like an old pie safe. Even the smell of it reminded me of an old musky home, and I just love that smell. Kind of just reminds me of my grandma's house in a weird way. I ended up putting my old pie safe from my great-grandparents into my bedroom, so I'm kind of bummed that I don't get to display that piece out in the open, but it actually goes really perfectly in here right next to my sewing machine, because that's where I keep all of my fabric inside of this pie safe and all of my quilt tops that I've been making. So everything's kind of just together now, but eventually when we build onto our house, we are going to display this piece again. So back to Christmas decorating. So I'm starting out here by drying some oranges early this day because we always do a family tradition of putting a real Christmas tree on our front porch. I would love to have a real Christmas tree inside of our house, but I have seasonal allergies. So I wanted to do something different this year. I kind of want to bring in some more natural pieces for this Christmas tree on the front porch. So I thought I would just go ahead and dry some oranges, and we're gonna make some popcorn on a fishing line, and then I have some old fabric that I'm gonna rip up and just kind of go with that and see how it looks. So my mom ended up getting this huge bag of popcorn. It's probably the biggest bag of popcorn that I've ever seen. My kids have already ate some of it, but I'm teaching my daughter how to string up this popcorn on a needle and fishing line. She's never done this before. None of us actually have done this before, and I'm actually excited. It's kind of like an old-fashioned Christmas feel, so she gets to experience putting all this popcorn on this string, and it's so cute. She was giving her little brother some popcorn to eat while she was working on this. I will say this is probably the most time-consuming projects we've ever done for Christmas. This actually took quite a while. We actually needed to pause this to go get our Christmas tree for the front porch, so we came back and had to finish. And I actually think the next morning I made some more on a string while she went to school. So it took quite a while to actually accomplish getting all this popcorn and enough to wrap around this tree that we're gonna get. While my daughter was working on the popcorn, my husband went out to feed hay to the cows. We usually feed a hay bale probably every week. And honestly, this will just help us whenever we go search for a Christmas tree. They won't bother us as much. So gonna go ahead and feed them hay bale while we are finishing up stringing up this popcorn, and then we're gonna go look for our Christmas tree. So we are getting ready to go get our Christmas tree. We're gonna load up in the truck this time, and we actually might go to our pond to find one because they are more greener and fuller down there. So we'll see what they look like when we get there. So we're gonna get in the truck and head down there. The kids are so excited. So this year we actually went down to our pond, which is kind of different. We usually go into our woods, but we saw these trees. They were a lot greener and fuller just because they get more sunlight here by the pond, and they look a lot better than the ones did in the woods. So the kids are more into throwing rocks in the pond, which is totally fine. They're being kids, they're having fun, but they chose this tree out of this little bunch right here, and we're gonna take it back up to the house. And actually we ended up decorating the Christmas tree the next day when the kids came home from school, so you guys will be able to see that here in a little bit. So while my husband was working on getting this tree on the base for the front porch and we can decorate it tomorrow, I came back inside and started working on the curtain that I put over my old dishwasher. So I ended up getting this fabric at Walmart for $7. I got a yard of it, and it's actually really thick fabric. I love this piece of fabric. I think it's gonna go great in the kitchen to kind of get that farmhouse vibe that I'm going for. And honestly, this didn't really take that long. It probably took me maybe 30 minutes to get all of this done. I just kind of wing everything. I kind of just do my own thing. So I just folded over the fabric and sewed everything closed. I should have actually washed this piece of fabric to kind of soften it up a little bit, but I didn't. I just went straight in and started sewing these curtains. And honestly, I think it turned out really pretty. I love them so much. Let me know down in the comments if you guys love ticking stripe fabric, farmhouse style. I would really like to know down in the comments. So this fabric will actually go really well with Valentine's Day coming up too, so I might just keep it up for the rest of the winter season until Valentine's Day. I do not regret at all taking this dishwasher out. I love these shelves right here to have my pots and pans are right here where I need to cook. I'm so happy with this project. It's turned out so beautiful. So I got the oranges done. I actually ended up putting them into the dehydrator. They're so beautiful. Look at this. They're like this really rustic orange color. And then I got the popcorn. I actually made another string of popcorn this morning while the kids are in school. We didn't get the tree done yesterday, so tonight, whenever the kids get off the bus, the tree hopefully will get done on the front porch. Then I took this leftover fabric from the little curtain that I made over here and ripped them down into strips. And I thought it'd be cute to tie these on little branches of the tree on the front porch to kind of go into the vintage tree that I'm going for. So I even thought about maybe getting some cranberries too, but I don't have any of those right now. But for now, this is what I have. And then there's Christmas lights on it already. So the kids will be so excited when they get off the school bus today to get all of this done. So it's not the beginning of winter unless you are feeding the birds. This really reminds me of my grandfather. He passed away 7 years ago, and he always had bird feeders at his house, and right outside his recliner where he used to sit, he used to have a bird feeder and he would watch all the birds, and this just, it makes me emotional thinking about it, but try not to cry. My kids love seeing the birds too, so they're gonna be excited when they get off the bus today because the birds are gonna be coming in. There's already one trying to come in right now and eat some of this bird feed. There's actually some bird feed left over, but we get the Midwest blend and we're gonna put in this bird feeder, and it's gonna attract all these colorful birds that we have around here. I might even put my camera down here to capture some of the birds one day. We have some beautiful birds around here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this in here before the kids get off the school bus. So last year, my older brother got me this bird feeder for my birthday, and I absolutely love it. It actually has like a solar light on the very top, so it lights up at night. I have to keep the bird feeder down here because my older son has Down syndrome, and I just don't trust him getting into the bird seed, and even my other boys too, but it's just safer down here. And we just love looking at the birds. It was so funny last year whenever I put this out for the first time. I had thousands of birds in my front yard, and my husband's like, well, that's what you get for feeding the birds. And we just laughed so hard over that. I actually read somewhere too that having birds come in is really good for your garden, so it's really good benefit to have this here for our garden. So it is time to decorate the tree finally on the front porch. The kids are home from school. They're so excited. You can just see their smiling faces, jumping up and down. And that is just what Christmas is all about, is spending time together with your family. The most fun tradition that we have every year. It's totally different from a lot of people's traditions, but the kids look forward to this every single year, and they get so excited to go pick out a tree. So I highly recommend coming up with a Christmas tradition with your family, and you will not regret it. It's just so much fun spending time together. I'm so happy that we did something different this year on our tree, more of an old-fashioned Christmas. Just all around a great way to spend time with your kids. So I'm gonna have to break up our Christmas video into part 1 and part 2. So next week I will be releasing the part 2. That's more of the inside of the house, just because it's going to be a really long video if I keep going. So I'm just going to end it here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.